Whether you're race leader Tadej Pogacar, current Lantern Rouge Seychelles, or any of the riders in between them in this Tour de France, tomorrow is going to be a massive, challenging day as they head back up to Alpe d'Huez and over the massive climbs of the Croix de Fer, the Galibier. So at this point in the race, what can we do to give ourselves a better chance of performing? For all the riders, whether you're riding or just hanging on, I wanted to touch on one of my favorite and what I believe is one of the most impactful mental skills, visualization. So one of the things people commonly get a little off with visualization, that it's only for feeling our best, being our best, winning, and realizing our best self. And it can definitely and should be used in that way. But the other way we use visualization is to cope and persevere and adapt. And this is something that is going to happen to every rider out there on that stage tomorrow, no matter who you are. Things are going to come up. The body's going to be sending bad signals. The mind is going to be questioning things. Competitors are going to be hitting you. The roads are going to be delivering technical challenges. And if we live this ahead of time in our mind with the visualization, we give ourselves a greater chance of moving through that challenge. And visualization is really powerful. When we look at scans of the brain as we're visualizing, many of the same regions of the brain and the same patterns light up as when we are actually actively doing the task. So there's real power here in changing the mind and preparing us. And visualizing for coping and persevering, we don't have to get it exactly right. There's also value to just the act of visualizing and seeing and feeling ourselves adapt and persevere. And even if we don't meet that exact challenge in the exact way, we're still better off. And our mind is still one step ahead, having navigated that pathway and having seen ourselves adapt and cope and persevere. The other thing about visualization I want to point out is how to actually do it. Give us some framework. And during my career, I would also often have coaches or directors say, I want you to see yourself doing this or visualize doing this. And I, for the most part, kind of got it. It's not that complicated, right? It's a daydream. But we actually have some science and some studies and models of visualization and imagery that can increase the chance of this time being spent effectively. And one of them I like using is called the PETLEP model of motor imagery and visualization. And these acronym stands for PETTLEP. The first P is physical. And what does this look like? So this is what you're physically doing. You're riding your bike, you're in your kit, your helmet's on, you're holding the handlebars, really getting the physical elements of what is actually happening. Maybe the most obvious one, environmental. This is the weather. This is the conditions. This is the peloton. Are you alone? Are you surrounded by competitors? Is it raining? Are you on a dirt road, a paved road, in the mountains, on the flats? Specificity with environment. Task is breaking down what you're actually doing. So if you're descending, there's technique and elements to descending that are going to serve you well. You want to break this down and execute this in your visualization as well as possible to get it really elemental. The second T is timing. So optimally, if we can, we want to visualize in real time. And we're not going to visualize an entire Tour de France stage, obviously, and that's okay. Pick 5 minutes at a time, 10 minutes at a time, a few minutes at a time, and get that visualization in the real time. The second E is emotion, and emotion is really the depth and the fire of the visualization. We don't just want to see what's happening, we want to feel it. So if you're excited, if you're nervous, if you're scared, you want to feel that and actually feel what it's like, and then also feel and see yourself moving through it and navigating that with your other mental skills like mindfulness, attentional aiming of focus, with self-talk, see and feel it actually happening. And then finally, the P is perspective. We can visualize from the first person through our own eyes. We can also visualize from a third person point of view, like an airplane or a camera. And either one of these can be effective. But what's important is that for a given task or challenge or opportunity, we keep that visualization consistent. So if you've been visualizing how you're going to respond to these attacks on this first climb tomorrow and do first person, don't wake up tomorrow morning and then switch to third person and start seeing yourself from the helicopter or the airplane view overhead. So all of those visualization skills can be something that can be implemented and used by all of these riders tonight, and definitely something that we can all use in just about any performance environment, on or off the bike, in or out of sport, to help give us a better chance, whether that's visualizing ourselves our optimal performance to increase confidence, or as I just mentioned, to visualize ourselves coping, adapting, and persevering. So a couple more stages of the Tour de France. We're almost there. Thanks for joining in. We'll see you next time.